How you guys doing out there in the YouTube community? This is my first video that I'm making. I'm basically making this video because I'm a fan of just about anything. I'm an artist. First off, I'm into a lot of music, sports, poetry, whatever, racing bikes, whatever. I'm kind of like into everything. I'm a jack of all trades. I take my hat off where credit is due in all arenas. I'm human. I can be a hater at times. You know, as I'm making these videos, I'm gonna definitely point out the things that I'm a hater when it comes to. And then in other aspects, I think I'm a realist. And I got an opinion just like everybody else. The saying, how the saying goes. I don't really have to repeat it. But basically, the first video I want to make, I want to address this issue about one of my favorite things, which is boxing. And one of my favorite boxers is Floyd Mayweather. Let me start off by saying that I don't believe that Floyd is necessarily the greatest of all times, but I can argue that he's definitely up there. But I'm the type of person where argument on a Monday can be one thing and then on Tuesday it can be another thing. But, at the same time, it got to be some kind of common ground. So, I'm basically making this video to address all the Mayweather haters, and the pack-tards. This is my first time getting on here, so, I don't really have anything rehearsed, so I'm going to just come off the top of the head. People out there in the boxing community, and people that watch boxing, casual fans, or people that feel as though they hardcore fans, if you have anything negative to say about Floyd Mayweather, I don't know what you've been watching. I can honestly admit to an arena that I don't know nothing about. I know basketball and I know football, but I don't follow it season to season. To have conversation about in depth about what a certain player is doing, their college origins or etc. But I do watch boxing, and I do watch it, to a T. And one thing, we can all admit that we lied before, but I'm not, somebody that lied just to get a point across. And it's a lot of people on YouTube that be lying about Floyd. They be hating. They just be like flat out just making up lies, no research, just flat bold lies. And it's like, I hate the reason why I'm speaking on it is because I think he's, the greatest fighter of this generation. I used to think it was Roy Jones, but Roy Jones upset us all when he showed that his defense was penetrable. I was one of those people that believed that his defense was nobody could get to it. You know, what I'm starting to realize in boxing is that the more slicker of a fighter you are, whether it be your style, whether it be your game plan, whatever the case may be, you have a better chance than a fighter that's very predictable. Roy Jones, I believe, lost and began to get knocked out when his speed couldn't keep up with his age. His defense was in his speed, and once he grew older, his reflexes weren't slower per se. They slowed down a little bit, and when somebody's preying on you and they have a game plan for you, you can just prey off just anything when it comes to boxing as far as timing. A fighter like Floyd, who's a defensive fighter, he's not necessarily getting old. He's getting up there. He's like 33 or 34, I believe, but his defense isn't built all in his speed. So, and that brings me to the focal point why I think that people just hate. He's a defensive fighter. There's no such thing as running in a boxing ring. It's squared off. It's your job to be faster than the other fighter to cut him off to get to him. If it was a regular street fight, you could run around the street all day. I done seen people fight in closed areas, locker rooms, basketball courts, in the middle of the street, and there's more room than a boxing ring. So, And I've been a hater at times too. I've watched the fight and said a fight was boring because I wasn't satisfied. But the more I watch the sport, the more I realize and appreciate the fighters that are able to do it without getting their brains beat in. And that's what I don't understand about people that are on YouTube. All of these people that claim they're boxing fans, but they don't give any credit to Floyd. Um, I really don't understand that. Floyd made a point about saying that everybody called Muhammad Ali the greatest now, but when he was playing a bad guy role to get in people's heads, and he was coming at fighters like Joe Frazier, and I'm from Philly and I'm a Joe Frazier fan, and Joe Frazier's from the neighborhood and all of that, you know what I'm saying? But he was playing a bad guy role, and everybody was making Muhammad Ali out to be this bad guy, like he was a horrible person. And this is fighting. They talk trash when they playing with a pigskin or when they playing with a Spalding ball. But if somebody putting gloves on and we trying to take each other's head off, you mean I can't talk trash? I mean, like, people aren't realistic. You gotta stop the hating. You gotta fall back and say, am I being irrational? Because that's all hating is. You know what I mean? Anybody can be irrational at any given point in time. I gotta stop this for a second to check the video because it's my first one, and I just want to make sure I ain't go too long. But this is my first video, like I said, and hopefully I'll get some comments. And once people start leaving the comments, the intelligent comments, we can address and start talking about some details, because I do got details to back up the facts, and I can definitely back up an argument on why he is, why he kind of is, the greatest. The greatest fighter will depend on what you like, honestly, but I think he's up there now. You know, let's talk about the other fighters that I like, so you just won't think I'm just a Floyd Mayweather fan, hands down, and that's that. I think Zab Judah's a hell of a fighter. I was never a diehard Tyson fan. I liked watching Tyson because he was exciting, but I never rode his dick. I never thought he was invincible. I knew that Tyson would get beat when he met somebody that wasn't intimidated by him. You understand what I'm saying? I knew that. I had a feeling that Holyfield was the person that was going to do it. I was a Evander Holyfield fan. I like Evander Holyfield because he's a cruiserweight. So Evander Holyfield was the guy that would be 180, fighting guys that was like 220. Like, y'all coming at Floyd Mayweather neck for being 2 pounds overweight in a fight that wasn't a catchweight fight. And you got people like Evander Holyfield that fight at 180 and fighting somebody that's like 30 pounds bigger than him. Do your research. You know what I'm saying? For the fights that he fought, Bo, Foreman, Evander Holyfield wasn't no little big dude. He did get big over the years. That's another fan I am of. If that make any sense, Holyfield. I also like Sugar Ray Leonard, of course. I love Sugar Ray Leonard. He had great hands. You know, I wasn't a diehard Muhammad Ali fan. He took a lot of punishment. I'm from Philly. I wasn't a diehard Joe Frazier fan. I like Joe Frazier, but I wasn't a diehard Joe Frazier fan. I was more of like a terrible Terry Norris type fan. I liked Pernell Whitaker. You know, Vernon Forrest. Winky Wright. These are the type of fighters that I like, and I've been watching, since I've been watching boxing, and I've been watching it pretty consistently, more than I have football or even basketball, you know. So, those are the people that I like. But I'm going to get off the topic because, like I said, this is my first video. Holla at me, not just about boxing, but anything. My next thing is I'm about to get into this Rick Ross shit because everybody just tripping on the nigga because he had a job. We could talk about it. In depth. Holla at me.